The penguins in Antarctica are extremely cute, but on the verge of being extinct. They are. Whether you think about penguins or animals, this is the 17th day I've been unemployed. You know, why is this happening to me? That's the thoughts that go through my mind. Like, why me? Why do I have to be unemployed when I see other people working jobs that they may hate or they may love? Like, I've seen a lot of people talking about like work-life balance and stuff like that, and I totally agree with them because if you think about it, we give a lot of our lives to the employers. We need some of that back. I know me, like, I need some of that back because I can't be working every single week, for the rest of my life. And this older man told me, he's like, why don't you just get a manufacturing job? Like, why does it have to be so hard? I'm like, dude, where is the manufacturing jobs anymore? The power plants are all shut down. Where am I supposed to find a job in a manufacturing plant? And even if I did find a job in the manufacturing plant that doesn't exist, it's not going to pay me any money anyway to do the extremely hard labor like it did in the past. You know, a lot of people don't know that the United States dollar actually lost 90% of its value from what do you call it, 10 or 15 years ago? Oh no, 30 years ago, into now. Now all the boomers are rich and we're like suffering, sort of. So if you think about it, the boomers are filthy rich and we're just that, and they're rich off of just doing the normal stuff, 9 to 5 job. Now we can't have that success because it's becoming oversaturated. If you think about it, you know, everything in life becomes oversaturated. Like if someone made a lot of money on this thing, it's not going to be like that forever because once other people find out, they like to copy. So but this guy was telling me he's like the manufacturing jobs. I'm like, buddy, we're not in 1950s and 1960s or 1970s anymore. Like where is the manufacturing jobs? They aren't here no more because we outsource all that stuff to fucking China. So where do you expect me to get a manufacturing job in America if I can't even get a regular job down the street? That's the crazy part. These boomers really talk to me like I'm stupid. I'm like, you're stupid. You're really dumb. No offense, but you're stupid. I'll tell him to that guy. Like that's what I wanted to say, but I don't want to be offensive to people. But it's like, dude, come on. Like, there's people so disconnected with reality that's like, um, bothersome a little bit to me because another thing the guy said was like there's going to be like the end of civilization in a year from now. I'm like, that shit I agree with because at the end of the day, like, what are we going to do if it's like the end of the world? Like, are we going to look for shelter or anything like that? Because if it was the end of the world, I wouldn't know what to do. I would be panicking like crazy. First thing I would do is run to get water because that's what they did in COVID. Everyone ran to get toilet paper and water, and they hoarded it. So, but if you think about it, I can just go to my neighbors and ask for water, or buy water off my neighbor. Like, why do I have to rush to the supermarket when it's the end of the world for say scenario? And nowadays a lot of people are like doomsday preppers or something like that. And I'm thinking about that when I'm applying for jobs. Like I'm applying for jobs, I'm thinking about like doomsday preppers and stuff like that. I'm telling myself, I'm like, Jeremy, what's the point to all this if it's going to be like the end of days or the apocalypse, like people are saying, And I don't know what's the answer, but hopefully I get to live a good life before the apocalypse. But who knows? A lot of businesses are going out of business because of interest rates and stuff like that. And in the Middle East and different parts of the world, there's like a civil war is almost going on. So it's kind of unstable right now to be alive, sort of. But hopefully I have some money by the end of that. I don't know. I don't know, guys. Like, and then people call you stupid when you're unemployed. I'm like, what am I supposed to do? I'm going on Indeed and applying for jobs and thousands of jobs, and none of them are getting back to me. And I think I'm valuable to society, hopefully. I don't know. At least I'll be valuable to an employer for some reason. I don't, God forbid, I'm valuable to an employer. But I can make money. I think if I believe I can make money and get a job, I can. You know, the first thing is believing. Like I believe I can get a job. Like I believe I can get a job. Like I believe I can be employed by an employer. But I had a couple of interviews with places, but like I don't know. I just don't respect them that much. Like McDonald's, I mean Taco Bell. Like a lot of people say they're minimum wage jobs, which they are, but there's no good jobs anymore. There's no good jobs in America. Like if I want to get a job at a retail store, I want to be paid like $15 an hour or $13 an hour. Like, um, and on top of that, the government taxes the shit out of us. The government taxes us to almost death. So the more money you make, the less money you make, kind of. So the more money you make, the more they tax us, and people don't realize that. So if you make over $50,000, you like make $75,000 a year. They actually tax you like 30% or 40%. So you're really losing more money when you're making money. And it's a weird reality like that. So I mean, I'll say that's mostly corruption, especially Medicare and Social Security. Like, why am I paying for someone else's Social Security or Medicare? Like, opt me out of that shit. So, like, opt me out so I can make. And I'm supposed to be helping other people by paying for their lives. I'm like, the hell, dude. I need money to pay for my life. I barely have health insurance, dude. Like, I need money for my life, dude. Um, and that's the shit that pisses me off because I pay Medicare and Social Security for no fucking reason because we're not going to be having that in 10 years from now. That's the shit that really makes me mad. And I can't let myself get so pissed off. Or cry. Like, I like when to cry a lot. Like, tears coming down my eyes, but I'm like, dude, what's the point? You know? Cry, 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 cry. Like, I'll cry all day long if that means that I'll succeed in life if I cry. Especially working at a job, I want to cry all the time because it's so shit. Sometimes it's fun. So like work at a job that is fun to you. Like you have fun employee like coworkers. If it's not fun, don't work there because um you're gonna work at somewhere you hate, there's no point, you know? And that's a good saying. I like that. Because even if you're paid shit, at least have fun. At least have other friends and stuff like that. At least have something like that. But hopefully I succeed. Maybe I'll fail. Maybe I'll go bankrupt. Maybe I'll lose my house. If I don't have a house, but other people have houses that like get this, they get paid like $300,000 a year, and then they get laid off, and they lose everything. So number one lesson: don't get laid off. If you get laid off, it's not in your control. You have no control over that, so it doesn't matter. So don't get so sad about it because if I have no control of it, how am I supposed to do anything about it? So I don't know. I really don't know what to think. I'm thinking about trees right now. I'm looking at trees. I'm unemployed. It's been 17 days, and I'm like 4622, I think. I'm looking at these complexes that went bankrupt, and I actually like filming in this area, this YouTube over here. So even though there's private property to my right of me, but this is peaceful over here. Like I have no people looking at me weird. Some people might drive by and I'm like screaming and stuff, and they'll be like, "What the hell's going on here?" You know. But share and subscribe to the video. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.